Hello, my name is Maria Perez, and I want to share with you today some sustainability projects that the City of Cedar Falls is doing and how you can help. I am the stormwater specialist for the City of Cedar Falls, and please contact me if you have any questions after this. My main message for all of you is to get to know your city elected officials and city staff. The city works for all the citizens, but we need to hear from you to know what we're doing good, what we can improve on. So I really encourage you to be active this way. On the left side, you have here the 7 city council members and the mayor, Rob Green. On the right side, you have two of the main directors that you could contact regarding projects in the city. First one is the Director of Public Works, Chase Straggy, and the second one is Stephanie Sheets, the Director of Community Services. The first project I want to talk to you about is the Resilience Plan. I invite you to go to cfresilience.com to learn more about the project. But the main goal of the project was to create actions that can help us withstand challenges, changes, and come out of those challenges in a positive way. There were 6 parts for this plan. The first one was ecology, land, and habitat, and is how to create or restore habitat to help other organisms besides humans, right, survive and thrive here. The second one was water, weather, and urban flooding, and the main goal of this was how to manage our challenges with water, including flooding, droughts, weather events, extreme weather events. The third one, energy, mobility, and transportation, was more how to create public transportation or transportation that reduce greenhouse gases and also help us have a better community, reduce obstacles for getting to work for some people, etc. The next area we work on was community cohesion and civic services. So how can we have a community that is engaged and participates in the community itself, which is part of what I was inviting you to do by contacting elected officials and city staff. The fourth area is focused on equity, diversity, and well-being. And this is important as there's more research on how diversity is a strength for different communities. And we need to think how to include and help this diversity thrive. And the last area was jobs, business, and economy. And it's self-explanatory, but how can we make sure that our economic system in Cedar Falls is strong? We can group these different aspects in 2 main groups. One, built environment and ecology, and the second one, community and local economy. As I said, most of this plan has already started and happened. We are in February, of course, and we already have done these 4 areas where we requested for public worksheets or workshops where we requested the public input. But there's 2 upcoming opportunities for you still to provide input. So I would encourage you to go to the website, cfresilience.com, and to select get project notifications if you want to be part of the project. There's still time. The second project I want to talk about is the stormwater best management practices that we have throughout the city. I want to highlight 2 practices. The first one is the permeable alleys. We have 19 permeable alleys in the city. This is one of the beginning, the first permeable alleys. You can see it was wide. And the main thing for permeable alleys is that they have a rock reservoir under them where we can store quite a bit of water. So in a big rainfall, everything goes really fast towards the stream and rivers. But when we have permeable alleys, some of that water can be stored under the alley, and that helps slowing down that water, which has a lot of benefits. This is a picture of one of the last permeable alleys. You can see how the new design is not all impermeable alleys, but just in the center. There is a rock storage all under the area, but only the center has the alleys just because of compaction issues and weight issues. This was a better option for us. The second best management practice that you might be aware of are the bioretention cells. The main ones that people comment and add on are the ones in Waterloo Road, but there's many throughout the city you can see. And like permeable alleys, bioretention cells have a storage area under them. But besides that storage area, they also use plants, native plants, usually for creating more infiltration and helping water be going the soil. So they're great not only for water quality and water quantity, but also because they provide native habitat for pollinators, for instance. This is a picture of the last bioretention cell in Clay Street. It's a really large bioretention cell. So it was just finished last fall and the plants were babies. We'll see which ones survive, but this will take a while to get established. The next project that the city has been doing that I want to share with you is just put in these different pollinator areas. You will see signs like this in the pollinator areas. There's a bigger one was in Pheasant Ridge, about 3.5 acres, but there's some other smaller ones in the areas, in the different parks and areas. This was done in a partnership with the Cedar Valley Monarch Sons Project, which is housed at the Cedar Valley Arboretum. And I want to share with you that they have these pollinator zones where they work with cities to establish these areas, but they also have this project called Monarch Zones. And if you go to their website, cedarvalleymonarchzones.org, you can see how they sell some kits where you can install some monarch raising stations, basically, and they increase the survival rate of monarch caterpillars to be butterflies from 5% to 80%. So 5% in the wild and up to 80% in this enclosure. So I invite you to look at them. Another area where the city has been focusing for sustainability is the walkability, how to increase the walkability. And this is a map of some areas where trails and sidewalks are planned to be added or restored. Uh, However, of course, it's expensive, so we cannot do them all at the same time. But if there's areas that you realize could use some of these, again, communicate with city staff. For instance, a specific area of concern or interest are the safe routes to school. This is an area close to Southdale Elementary School where there's no sidewalk. So how can we increase that walkability, safety walkability to school? Those are things you can always be looking for and telling our city staff about. These are the projects, 5 projects that will be done this year. And as you can see, it's over $160,000, so it's expensive, and that's why we cannot do it all at once. One more project, specific action the city did in partnership with CFU was adding this electric vehicle charging station, and it's just next to City Hall. It helps not only because, of course, it helps with reducing greenhouse gases, encourages people to own electric vehicles, but also it helps the downtown district by bringing visitors downtown. This is just a map with some different charging stations in Cedar Falls and Waterloo, so they're increasing. And what I want to let you know too is some people were complaining that the charging station was not working, but it's because they were not paying likely. So this charging station you do have to pay for it to work. One other action or project that the city partners with the Cedar Falls Community Gardens is allowing people or having a space for community gardens. The city provides the land and provides the plowing of the gardens and water, but the community gardens organization does all the management of it. So it's a partnership. They're located in Lincoln Street, and there's 100 lots, and each lot or plat is 10 feet by 20 feet. They cost dollars to rent for the season, and you have to go to the cfcommunitygardens.org website in order to apply for one plot. This is great because it creates community, it gets you good sunny spot with good vegetables, but it's also great for uh, wildlife. So these pictures are all from the website, and I just wanted to emphasize, since this is the conservation workshop, how you can help wildlife by growing food. And the last one project that I want to mention is our destination-based recycling stations. They are all throughout the city. The main one is the transfer station and the recycling station on State Street. But the main thing that the city does, or why we do these recycling stations instead of single stream recycling, is because you can control the quality of the recycling product better this way. So in that way, you get the waste out separated and have better product that can be sold and can make it to be recycled instead of being rejected and going back to the landfill. To help with the price and continue with this process, it's really important to only recycle what is acceptable. So I just want to encourage you to go to the website. Each place recycles different things, so make sure that you go and learn what you can recycle. When I asked the operators of the recycling stations they wanted you to know was pretty simple. One was, do not leave garbage on the recycling areas. They are private property, and we want to have good relationship with these landowners. So please don't do that. Don't put things that cannot be recyclable there, because that adds again to the cost. So make sure that you do that. And if you're there and you see somebody doing some of these illegal dumping, make sure you call the police. There's a non-emergency number for the police, and you can let them know what's going on. And an easy thing that they asked for was to please do flatten the cardboard boxes or corrugated boxes. They help by saving a lot of space. And then to finish my presentation, I just want to encourage you again to contact city elected officials and city staff and let them know what you think the city is doing well and what projects you think the city can look into it. Again, it's your right, but also your responsibility to be an active member of the community. If you have any questions, please let me know and I will be happy to answer them. Thank you.